After a barn burner of a race at Willow Springs International, we head to Iowa Speedway in the middle of the country for the fourth race of the season for the Amsoil West Series. We enter here with a tie for points lead with Juan Garcia and Dylan Van Walsh, who will exit here with a points lead going into the final three races of season 1 for the Amsoil West Series. What's up everyone, it's boy on Racing 97, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome everyone to the corner state. This is Iowa Speedway. We've never really been here to the channel before, but we are here for the West Series, and this is a double. The day after Christmas, I should say. I almost got my holidays mixed up. The day after Christmas, December 26th, and right now is the West Series. And then later on tonight, it'll be the East Series. So both series are here. It's going to be a fun day right after Christmas, and I'm joined by Bonds America, who's going to join me for both of these Iowa races here today. We're going to be busy. Welcome here to Iowa for the West Series.
Busy indeed. Hello, Nathan. Hello, fans watching currently. Thank you for joining us here at Iowa for the first time on the channel, I believe. So, we are in for a very entertaining race. Our first time on the channel, as I mentioned, the day after Christmas. Hopefully, everybody got what they wanted for Christmas. Hopefully, they spent lots of time for their family, but now it is time to race. And a great race, hopefully, we will see today. How about it, Nathan?
Yeah, it was definitely a unique racetrack to say the least. From what we saw in testing and practice, there's probably only one lane, maybe two lanes here, and I have to watch out for that turn 4 wall. Sometimes you can slip out of the loop and hit it, and then something weird about this track is that sometimes they wide the wall and there's a position. It's a weird racetrack, but we are in for a great race here. I feel like at Iowa Speedway. And here's the points I mentioned. We have a tie for the points lead. Dylan Van Walsh and Juan Garcia tied with 47 points apiece. And then third in points is John Stewart, 13 points back. So those two top two are gone. Patrick Smith is in fourth, 16 points back. Tied with him is Michael Knapp, also 16 points back. Stephen Collins is in 17 points back, and the local Dawn is in 7th, 18 points back. But Max can get his 18 points, so theoretically, if Dawn has a really good race and everyone else, one of them has a bad day, should be like 1 or 2 points beyond the point leader leading this one. John Andrews, also on the pole here today, he is 20th, and he's 20 points behind these guys here. So trying to get something going this season. And then Mark Walker is in ninth, 24 points back, and so is Seb DePinto, also 24 points back. So it's going to be interesting if what ends up happening here. What do you think is going to happen here with Iowa Speedway and with the points being dead even going into race 4?
Well, I think that you mentioned it very well with the turn four wall being so far out. It's much like the Charlotte turn one wall when you're going into it. It just jets out and you don't expect it. That's kind of the situation here in the the turn four exit wall. You're definitely going to watch out for that. It's definitely going to be the place for a lot of entertaining stuff, as you mentioned, one lane. So if we're going to see some moves on the track, it's either going to be people walling themselves or possibly bump and runs. Hopefully it doesn't come to crashing, but it's unpredictable. It's Iowa, and it's our first time here, so anything is possible.
Yeah, for sure. See if we can get a little bit of a next day Christmas present here with a victory at Iowa. And as I mentioned, on the pole is the number 6 of John Andrews, and alongside is the number 77 of Ryan Kendall with a great qualifying one. And then in row number 2, we have the number 31, I believe that's the 31. That would be John Stewart. And alongside is the 16 of Michael Knapp. Row number 3 is number 13 of Igor Barreto, and one of the two guys tied for the points lead is Dan Van Walsh, who won at Willow Springs last time out. And row number 4 is Patrick Smith, and the number 39 of Zachary Fitzwater Sr. And one out of the top 10 is the number 99 of Wyatt Walker and the number 50 of Zeb DePinto. And then back here in 15th is Juan Garcia. But here's the key thing. Juan Garcia might start 15th place on the inside lane. Meanwhile, for the other guy tied for the points lead, Dylan Van Walsh is on the outside lane. So it's going to be interesting what happens here for the fourth race of the season at Iowa Speedway. 50 laps on tap, a little bit of a long one here, but who do you think will win at the Iowa Speedway for the West Series?
A little unrelated, but that's a great point that Dylan Van Walsh starts on the inside, but also his competition, second in points. Juan Garcia starts in the very back of the grid, but on the inside. It's definitely going to be entertaining to see who gets onto the outside and who is on the outside left to dry. Who will be my pick for the win? Let's go for the 6. He seems to have a lot of speed, but then again, it could be anyone's game. Our first time here at Iowa, and we are in for one heck of a show. Nathan, take it away.
Here we go, we are Green Flag Racing for the first time on the channel at Iowa Speedway, the Hy-Vee Homefront 150 for the West Series. Some 3 wide racing, massive dive bomb from Igor Boretto. He's going to go from second right out of the gate. Everyone's going to keep it off of the wall the first time around. I think Boretto just gained 2 spots in that first lap, and he's charging down into 1 and 2, trying to chase down John Andrews for the race lead. A crazy start, and 3 right in the middle of the field.
77 Ryan Kendall, he caught the wall coming out of, or going into turn 1 rather. He's still up on that outside. He may catch the wall again. Yes, he is. He's back in the wall. Everybody trying to scramble. They're 3 wide for P last. Everybody trying to get around Ryan Kendall, but crazy. Outside pole position, now last. Battle for P1 here. That is the 13 going for the lead, and he does it. Sending it deep into 1, but here comes the 6 once more. And the 13 is going to be put on the outside. Here comes the 6 of John Andrews. Side by side for the lead. What is the 31 going to do? Is he going to set it in 3 wide? No, he thinks better of that.
Yeah, that's what I meant by it being in one group racetrack, but sometimes they end up missing the bottom. They slide up to the second lane. Sometimes you can get a manageable one on the second lane, but not when you do that way outside the groove.
He's gonna catch
But
the wall.
Boretto, not quite, almost, but it's gonna ride through the wall. No, he's not. The strat is wacky, but it's awesome. Not too bad. White Walker to the inside of Boretto now for the 4th position, and let's see, Juan Garcia is ahead of Dylan Van Walsh, but Van Walsh is only 2 positions behind Juan Garcia, so Juan Garcia will have a 2-point lead going into Devil's Bowl next week. As into the wall, hard goes number 9.
Oh, he clobbered that wall coming out of 4. He looked like he did not turn at all. He just went straight onto the wall, side by side there. The 13 still up on that outside. That's Boretto trying to make up positions on the outside, but that is not where you want to be. Maybe side-by-side battle here for P2 here. That's the 54 of Patrick Smith. And he's going to put the 31 on the outside. The 31, John Stewart. They're going to go at it. But meanwhile, the 6 of John Andrew... Wait. I may have messed up here, Nathan. Per usual, Jack Haas is going to make fun of me in the Discord.
That is John Andrews in the 6, and then the 9 is Stephen Collins. It's very hard to get those 2 mixed up with the same paint scheme. White Walker into the outside wall on turn number 4. And battle for the race, I about missed it again. I'm pointing at a good old MAG here, missing the battle for the race lead. I almost never do this, but Patrick Smith for the race lead. Now here comes John Stewart for second. We have a 4-way battle up here. Here comes Anthony Hernandez up front in the 88. We've not seen him all season, and he's up front bound for 3rd.
Crazy John Stewart went from the lead, and now he is in P4 in the matter of a straightaway. That is how fast your race can be turned upside down. And the same can be said about the 77 of Ryan Kendall. Again, outside pole position, and he sank like a rock. Got under the outside wall. There's the points leaders side by side with Juan Garcia. That is going to be the battle that we watch, because this is going to be the one that turns the outcome of who leaves here as the points leader. The 7 gets the inside and essentially automatically takes that position away. The 17 trying to get back on the bottom. Looks like he will just in time.
Yeah, we have to watch out for that all day long, because they enter here tied for the points lead at the halfway point of the season. And right now it would be a 1-point advantage for Famous over Garcia. Side by side for Anthony Hernandez. Gonna send it in 3 and 4. This might not end well Off of turn 4, actually it will pitch off them, put John
Ow.
Anderson to the outside wall.
He's just stuck there. Probably better to keep it up there instead of turning back into traffic. He's going to be back up on the outside way high. 31 a little bit higher than usual, but now the 88, I believe that is, sets his sights on the leader. That is Anthony Hernandez trying his best, and he is closing quite a bit on the 54 rather, of Patrick Smith. And we might have a lead battle here and not a little bit time. What did I just say?
Here we go, Smith's gonna run a little bit wide. These guys trying to make that second lane work, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This is a wacky racetrack. This is the reason why I've never really used it before, but it is what it is. Pat Smith's gonna run wide out of the groove. That might slow him just enough. Anthony Hernandez is gonna have something in 3 and 4. And only 14 laps complete, and this has been a lot of side-by-side battling for the race lead and throughout the entire field. Here we go. Will he make a move here? 1 and 2, not close enough.
He thought better of that. If he sent it in, that might have resulted in a crash. But Dylan Van Walsh making up some big, valuable positions. Once he completes this pass, he'll be up to P4, 1 position ahead. Well, rather 2 positions ahead of his competition. Juan Garcia in the 17. He needs to get around the 4 immediately if he wants to try and take over the points lead. Dylan Van Walsh, meanwhile, picking his time on the 31. Now the battle for the lead here. Anthony Hernandez sends it in, sending Smith way up high. Is he going to get the wall? Yes, he is! He's going to catch the wall! And he's going to fall like a rock on the front straightaway. New leader, Anthony Hernandez.
And there's the wackiness of Iowa Speedway. It doesn't always happen, but it happened right there to Patrick Smith and the number 54. As we have 3 right behind them. The 9, 9, 11, and the 4 back here. This could get sketchy in 3 and 4.
Oh!
Oh,
Oh, they're not done!
boy.
Oh, and he catches the wall.
You know, for all that, and only have Oakland one hit the wall, that's not bad at all. I don't know what happened with the field, but the back half of the field is really spread out, and now this could get interesting for the last 30 or so laps, because now these guys have a lot of ground to make up. Hernandez out front, but he's going to go way wide in 3 and 4.
Oh, that's not what he needed to do at all. Meanwhile, P3, the battle there, that is the points lead as well. This is going to be interesting here. Look how they just came back together. Meanwhile, like at the beginning of the race, they were separated by a whole field. He's going to send it in, Garcia does. We did not expect that at all.
These two cannot stay away from each other, can they? They enter here as the point leader, as battle for the race lead. Here comes Sean Stewart, and they are racing each other full position and essentially the point lead. And now Garcia's going to take the point lead away. And this is intense stuff. These two have been the best 2 drivers all season, Garcia and Van Walsh. Garcia has 1 title on his name, trying to get his 2nd. Meanwhile, Van Walsh, brand new to the channel, trying to get his 1st in his 1st series on the channel. And now Juan Garcia, he has 2 wins on this season, and now he's back off 1, trying to get win number 3 here at Iowa to the lead, but here comes Hernandez to the inside of John Stewart.
You almost made contact. Don Stewart took the lead 1 lap, and then the very next lap lost it, and just got swooshed out of the way for the points leader. Juan Garcia, I want to say dominate, but he commands this field. And unless it's Dylan Van Walsh, a first-time driver of the series, I don't believe that Anthony Hernandez, unless he has something still left in his back pocket, I don't think they're going to be able to catch. Oh, Stewart way up high, maybe caught the wall. He is in the wall.
Yeah, that's the second weird thing about this track. They tend to, if they don't have the turn 4 wall, they tend to get stuck into the front straightaway wall for whatever reason. There were 3 wide back here with the 77, the 4, and the 9-9. Coming up to almost halfway point in the Hy-Vee Homefront 150, and we might end up seeing the battle for the win come down to these top 2 in the point standings. They have been the best drivers this season. Garcia won the first 2 races, and honestly, it could have been easily the other way around. Van Walsh, he could have won Evergreen, but got a bad restart, and it was Garcia that took advantage of it. So we could be thinking of how it could be the flip-flop and Van Walsh could have 2 wins on the season, but instead it is Juan Garcia, and now the top 2 in points that are tied for the points lead are now 1-2 here at Iowa.
And the battle for the points lead may come down to the battle for the win here at Iowa side by side. That is the 39, I believe that is, on the inside, taking P3 away from Anthony Hernandez, who goes high. So does the 54 in a complementary fashion. They're both in the wall as well, simultaneously. That's something you don't see every day in NR2003. And they managed to calm down just for a little bit, the top 3 do. And it looks like that the 7 of Dylan Van Walsh is setting his sights on the lead. We'll see if he closes anytime soon, but here's the 11, Samet Ozgen, and he's going to take that position away 3 wide going into turn 3. They're going to sort it back out to 2 by 2, and nobody's going to catch the wall there this time around. We'll see what happens when they come back around on the front stretch, but yeah, let's see if any ground was made up between the top 2 in the race and the points, just a little bit, and a few cars in the wall.
Juan Garcia has the 18th of a second lead over Dylan Van Walsh in second. He's a couple drivers that we've not really seen yet today. Zachary Fitzwater in third. He's never won on the channel, I believe, still. He is trying to get his first win on the channel here today, and he's up to third. Sam Oskin on the way up to P4, and Pat Smith up to P number 5. That's the thing. This West Series has some new drivers and some veteran drivers, and the veteran drivers are taking it to Dylan Van Walsh. So, surely he might be new to the channel in the second, but he is surrounded by veterans on the channel and in NR2003 offline of Juan Garcia, St. Oskin, Zachary Fitzwater, and Patrick Smith. And here we go side by side for third between Fitzy and Oskin.
Side by side for E3, and setting our sights just back on the lead for a little bit while we watch this battle. The battle for the lead is starting to grow a gap, and that might be all she wrote for the chances of the win and the points lead. And the way that things are looking, it may go the way of Juan Garcia today here at Iowa in the Hy-Vee Homefront 150. Samet Ozgen takes that P3 position away from Zachary Fitzwater, but he said, "Hold my Vegemite, I am not done just yet." He's going to come back at him, but does not get back to the inside. We'll see if he makes a dive bomb move going into 1. Not a gap open for it. Here comes Anthony Hernandez on the 54 again. This occasion, both got on the wall simultaneously just a few laps ago. We'll see what this transpires to. Fitzwater just up the track just a little bit. This is going to give the edge to nobody, actually. The 54 goes up the track just a little bit. He may catch the wall. Yes, he is. He is riding the wall in the front stretch. And now they have settled back down. Look at the 77 back here. He fell like a rock, if you remember, at the beginning of this race. And now he has cracked the top 8, soon to be the top 7 here at Iowa. Some great racing that we've had so far, Nathan.
Yeah, it's been a little bit wacky at times, but this is just how Iowa is. Iowa is unfortunately not as good as it is in real life, but I feel like the racing has been pretty solid here today. Seeing a lot of passes being made, and so far it is the top 2 in the point standings. Juan Garcia and Dylan Van Walsh 1-2. Garcia trying to get his 3rd win in 4 races in the West Series, and honestly, he was not that bad at Willow Springs. He was about mid-pack, by far his worst race of the season, and he started this race 15th. Started in the back of the field, so this would be an impressive win from Juan Garcia. And Juan Garcia, they might be tied, but I feel like the only reason why that they are tied is because of Willow Springs and Dylan Van Walsh winning there and having a bad one for Juan Garcia. So, coming to, 15 laps to go now. Almost a 2-second lead for Juan Garcia, cruising all by himself. Second is Dylan Van Walsh. And then we have a 4-5 car battle for third on back with Oskin, Fitzy, and Hernandez, John Stewart, and Juan Kendall and Patrick Smith. That's the thing. Third and back are all very tight. It's just the top 2, the best drivers all season are absolutely gone here at Iowa.
Best cars, best drivers, by far. You said it. absolutely phenomenally there, Nathan. And I believe that this is going to be the battle that we're going to be watching here to the end, with about 10 laps to go here, coming up in a handful of laps. Side-by-side battle here. 54 got around, well, the 77 got around the 54 rather a few laps ago. Now it's going to be vice versa here, as the inside is the favorable line. We see Anthony Hernandez trying to take a peek to the inside of Zachary Fitzwater just up ahead. That does not happen. The 31 up the track. He's going to catch the wall again, and they're going to go 3 wide. No, they won't. Looked like there for a second they would go 3 wide. And over a 2-second lead now is Juan Garcia on and Walsh here at Iowa. And again, this mid-pack battle here. Oh, he clobbers the wall, the 31 does. That's a big hit.
And one thing I would like to mention is that, you know of how we saw drivers like Wyatt Walker and John Andrews and over the one all up front? Because I don't know if they either didn't have a good long car, or if they hit the wall a couple times and we didn't see it, but they have fallen back deep in the field. John Andrews is still on pole here today, and he is back in 14th spot, so not a good one for him. And the way it stands, I think we might have a 2-driver race for this championship. It was only a 13-point disadvantage for third place in points, and now for the top 2, they were tied, running up front. It might just make it a 2-man race for this championship. They were tied. As of now, Garcia will get 60 points because of being in first, and Walsh will get 15 for being in second. They both get a bonus point for leading a lap, I'm pretty sure. But as of now, I think Garcia might get the bonus point for leading the most laps. So I think, as it stands, it will be a 2-point advantage going into Devil's Bowl in a couple of weeks. The only dirt track race of the season for Juan Garcia and his point lead here.
And Nathan, it looks like that Dylan Van Walsh is starting to lose his ground, and Samet Ozgen is being pressured from behind. And it looks like that they are starting to make up ground on the 7 car. Good mid-pack battle here. Dylan Van Walsh trying his hardest to keep up with Juan Garcia, but his efforts will be in vain. Coming up to 6 laps to go this time by. And like we said, it's been a wacky race, but overall it's been a pretty good race by ARCA standards.
Yeah, for sure. This season's been really, really good across the board. We've had some wacky races, we've just had some absolute banger races, and this one kind of falls in between. It's been a little bit wacky with this turn 4 and 1 stretch, but that's just how Iowa is. But minus the fact, we've seen a lot of great side-by-side racing here today at Iowa. But I'm just amazed of how Juan Garcia 15th, started 15th, worked his way all the way up to the front, and took the race lead, and he has not left it since. I know it's only 16 cars, but still, from back to front, that's really impressive at a track like Iowa. And Van Walsh, he started 6th. He was on the outside and not really wanted to be, but he was able to manage his poor position on the racetrack, and he is still going to be behind Juan Garcia, but he's going to end up finishing 2nd, which is still not too bad going into a dirt track of Devil's Bowl in a couple of weeks. Good one from Sam Oskin, and here we go side by side for 4th position. Fitzy and Hernandez, not much of a battle there. Hernandez is going to take it with coming to 2 laps to go at Iowa Speedway.
And this is what the point system is able to give us, something that the playoff system that we had a few years ago wasn't able to do. This point system, the chase format, gives us a season-long competitive showdown to the very last race, and without the point system that we have right now, we wouldn't have a 2-lap or a 2-point advantage going into the next race. We wouldn't have a tie for the lead, and this is something that this point system is able to give us. White flag for Juan Garcia, an absolutely dominating race the second half, and he will start his final lap, and he will, by the end of this thing, be the points leader over Dylan Van Walsh. And that will be all she wrote.
I believe it will be Dylan Van Walsh in second, but want to go see the win number 3 on the season. Gets the win at Iowa. He is 3 for 3 on the ovals this season for the West Series. And then Dylan Van Walsh is going to get second. He won at the only road course race of the season last time out at Willow Springs. And now the wild card of them all is Devil's Bow next week. The only dirt track of the season. How is that gonna work out? That's not next week, that's 2 weeks away, but still. 2 weeks away, the only dirt track on the schedule, that's gonna be wild. And then it will be Phoenix, which is a mile long racetrack. Kinda like Iowa, this is a big track. And then, of course, Pikes Peak for the finale. You were there for that Pikes Peak race for the Amsoil Arca race. That was probably one of the best races of the season, at least top 3. And that would be the finale for the West Series. So only 3 races to go, and we have a 2-point difference. Garcia with the win, Van Walsh in second, Oskin, Hernandez, Fitzwater, Kendall, Stewart, Smith, Farley, and DePindo, the top 10. And then Knapp, Collin, Walker, Boito, Dorn, and Andrews will round out the top 16. No cautions here. I'm a little bit surprised with there being no cautions with how wacky the turn 4 is, but luckily, every time someone did hit the wall, they just kept it into the wall and didn't have any cautions. A clean race, a good race, a lot of battles, but dominant once again late by Juan Garcia.
But very good stuff. Great. Very surprising that we did not get a caution, like you said, with the amount of wall smacking that we saw outside of turn 4, and sometimes on the front straightaway. It's very surprised that they were so sticky there.
Yeah, this is a really wacky racetrack. I'm just gonna be honest with that. Really wacky racetrack. And we still have one more race here after this racetrack. 100 laps between both East and West Series. Based off of what we saw for the West Series, what do you think we might see for the East Series later on tonight? Instead of it being, if there is, it will be a night race.
I think that day and night transition is definitely going, or that difference is definitely going to be definitely a big difference that the drivers will notice, that we will notice. There's definitely gonna be a lot of lane changes. Hopefully, there will be a lot of lane changes with how cool the track will be. Um, though I'm not sure like we'll see such strung out long single file lines. I think there's definitely gonna be a lot more competitive than this race. Not saying that it wasn't competitive, but we're definitely gonna have a lot of more consistent two wide racing throughout the race.
Yeah, for sure. That's, well, without a doubt, looking at the point standings, I was wrong. Dylan Van Walsh never led a lap. So, and Juan Garcia led 1 lap, and he led the most laps with 30. So that's going to be a 3-point lead for the championship. Juan Garcia, 3 points over Dan Van Walsh, and then John Stewart, 20 points back. Patrick Smith in 4th, 24 points back. Mike Knapp is 5th, 28 points back. So, unless some wacky stuff happens at Devil's Bowl, which it could, it's the only dirt track on schedule, it might be a battle between Juan Garcia and Dylan Van Walsh for this West Series Championship. And this was a interesting race, and we still have one more here at Iowa. Later on tonight, it will be the second Hy-Vee race in the second Iowa race, the Hy-Vee One Step 150. And we will see what happens there for the East Series tonight here at Iowa. And for Bronze Medic, I'm on race 97. Huge congratulations once again to Juan Garcia on the race victory. And we will see you guys tonight for race 2 of the Iowa doubleheader for the East Series. Bye!